Hi, I'm Dave from Military Antiques Toronto, and today I'm going to show you mail delivery and a tunic. So the tunic's posted for posterity. You know, the backstory on that is that the museum's heavily interested, but they say they don't have money, whatever. Maybe I'm shaming them into buying it now. Probably not. Some museums get it, some don't. Whatever. Oh, we don't have the money, we don't have the budget. They have the budget, they have the money, they're just being stupid, so whatever. We'll start with the box first, because that's so exciting. So, anyways, what did I get? Oh, I know what I got, but I'll show you. Just another mail delivery, right? And then someone can lecture me about throwing the box on the floor and how I should be nicer to the box. Yes, I read the comments. Whatever. So, bunch of stuff in. It's certainly well wrapped. So I already know I have this probably sold. Probably. Actually, we haven't closed the deal yet, so it doesn't really matter. But, ta-da! 1918 RAF. So, what this is 1918 they went with the Russian cavalry uniform color because that's what was made for the Russians, and of course the war ended, the Civil War started in Russia, however you want to phrase it, and the whites and the reds fought it out and one lost and the world was changed forever. But what's really unique about this is finding one for starters. I think I've had, it's about the second or third I've had in 30 years, and I used to collect this stuff and other stuff, but I don't collect this anymore. It's very rare. So the wing is a beautifully toned RAF wing. You have the DFC with bar. Unfortunately, this is not named, and there is no label in it for me to say, hey, this belonged to, I don't know, let's make it up, Billy Bishop, don't you know? Because obviously it did. So it's got an internal, external, whichever you want to phrase, belt that's permanently attached, so you don't lose it, which is a problem with some of the uniforms, even still to this day, that the belts aren't attached, so they fall off, and then you're SOL, because you got to go find another one that matches. Next to impossible. The cuff rank, it appears, because there's a little shadow there, you can see some stitching. Either he was promoted at one time, or they raised it, because you can see the color shade difference between the two. Plus, you can see there was something else there. So I have a feeling that this should be another cuff band on there to make him a higher rank. But I'm not going to mess with it because it's the way I got it, and I don't like to mess with stuff. If you find it in the pocket and it was obviously on there, fine, but leave it in the pocket. Don't mess with it. Just sell it as is, because it's easier to be straight with people, because if they know that you put stuff together, then, oh wait, you're known for that, and everything you sell is suspect. So just be straight with people, leave it in the pocket, don't worry about it. If they want to put it together, that's their problem. So very nice, very rare, 1918 RAF, Russian Cavalry Blue. There's a word for it, of course, it slipped my mind. One of these tunics, they are quite rare. I blinked at first at the price, and then I contacted them after and said, yeah, okay, I'll take it, because I know how rare it is, and I'm probably not going to have another one. Well, I know there's another one in the back right now, but it's not mine, so I'll have to deal with that another time. There is a little piece of paper in the pocket, but it's not attributable to who it is. There is a book I own, which I'm going to go look in, showing all the DFCs to the Canadians in the RFC, RAF. I'm hoping that he's a Canadian. There's no proof he's Canadian. I'd like to say he is. He might be British. There's not a lot of DFCs ×2 in World War I, so I'm hoping I can find them, but you know, you'll narrow it down to a few people, but that's about it. So then we have this tunic, 7-button. Now, what's rare about this? Well, not real. Okay, so what you'll see with that is standard 7-button, but it's been cut away. They didn't make 7-button cutaways. They took 7 buttons, and the Highland regiments cut them away for the sporran and the kilt. So in this case, it's Royal Highlanders of Canada, 13th Battalion, Black Watch, C-bar 13s on the collar. 14 and 15 service stripes on the cuff. Sergeant stripes, that's great, love it, great, right? You can just make out where the div patches were. You can see the shadow of it, you can see the stitching. Unfortunately, I already know this, there's nothing in the pockets, there's no div patches, they're missing. On the other side, you can see the same, div patches were there, Royal Highlanders of Canada, Sergeant, wound stripe, and signaler. I'm willing to bet there weren't a lot of signalers that got a wound stripe in the 13th Battalion. I could be wrong, maybe there was a bunch of them, but I don't think so. Also, you'll notice the colors inside. This is a standard for a 7 button, is this little white off-white label here. Also, the color inside. So in the list of changes in 1918, they changed it to a 5 button, of course, instead of a 7 button, but also the color of the lining changed. This is the correct color of lining for a early pattern tunic. They had white and they had this color. If it's tan, it's in the list of changes in 1918, it's probably a post-war tunic. Someone recently messaged me trying to sell me a first war tunic that they claimed, and I'm trying to tell them it's post-war. I think he did sell it as such, but someone had put all the badges on and said it's wartime, but you know what, whatever, it's easier to be straight with people. What's nice about this, I will show you this, is on the little tag in the collar, it says 1916 Montreal. Most of these ones you find are made in Hamilton, but this one is Montreal, so that's really nice that it's still legible clearly, and it's not something you find every day. You can still see like the verdigris and everything from where that pin has been sitting there forever. So, size stamp in the tail. I don't believe there's a C broad arrow in here. I could be wrong. Notice the 2 different colors, and notice the sleeve lining, which is standard for this pattern tunic, not for the later pattern. I don't think there was a C broad arrow in it. I could be wrong. Oh, I lied. Right there, C broad arrow. So the museum wants this, I understand. Am I shaving them into it? Probably. I don't know. Try and find one. I don't think they have one. In my mind, it'd be great to get the stuff back to the museums, but a lot of them claim they're poor, don't have any money. They have the money, but whatever. This isn't mine. I have no dog in the fight. I don't care one or the other. I'm just trying to help. So if you're in the Black Watch Association in Montreal and you see this video or hear about it, perhaps you should pony up and spend the money, because they're not that common. Truthfully, in all the tunics I've had or seen on the open market for the past 30 years of CEF, that's the first Black Watch one. I've only ever seen one 75th Battalion one, and it didn't have div patches on. I know who bought that. Now it has div patches on, which I don't get, but whatever. So if you want it, you kind of got to buy it, because you're never going to find one. It's a 7 button. It's early. It's rare. What do you want from me? I didn't make it up. It's the way I got it. So anyways, that's it for my blathering for today. Thanks for looking. Follow me on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Check out my website, militaryantiquestoronto.com. These are shown for posterity. They're probably not going to get posted on the website, but at least you have some information and know what you're looking at. So that's about it. Thanks for looking. Take care. Bye.